One of my platforms mainly is to shut this big building down, try to get it slowed up. Our schools can't handle it. Our roads can't handle it. The hospitals can't handle it. We need to catch up infrastructure. Next thing is I worked for county for 30 years. I retired from Sussex County, wastewater treatment right down the road here. So I'm familiar with the area. Of course, the buildings called us to expand down at the plant. They can't keep up there. The building has to slow up a little bit. The next thing, I worked there for 30 years. County employees need a little bit more what they're getting there. It's pretty sad the way we work and what we get paid and benefits they're taking away. I've been with the fire company all my life in Frankfurt. So that's why I'm asking for your votes, and I'm pretty simple, straightforward. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, how do you slow down the development?
My opinion is your ordinance. Why don't you just make it an acre per house? That's going to slow it up. And I've had a mess of local people say that. Because if you take an acre of ground, you put a house on it, septic, your well, and if you put a little barn on it, it's full. So why does a big developer gets to come in and put 3 houses on 1 acre? I think that would slow it up. And you can always go back and change it once you catch up. You say, hey, okay, now we can go back and change it back. Let's go ahead and start building again. I'm not against building. We just need to slow up. I don't know how they're really working it up there right now. I mean, tell you the truth, this is my first time on any politics. I have my opinions.
So, yeah, I was going to ask what you just answered, but I asked with another question. The relationship now between the county council and the developers, how would you characterize that, and what would you want to see changed? Because it does feel like the developers get...
They say yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
there's no
Yes.
analysis, right? Like, we live in Bay Forest, which you may be familiar with.
Mhm.
It's a very large community. It's gotten even bigger than what the original footprint was. And I guess, we've sort of seen that in action here. And so there was some controversy about Evans Farm, which is adjacent to that, wanting to put in some high-density housing. I think it was, 300 or 400 apartment buildings, something like that. And the council just green-lighted it. And, you could sit at that intersection of 26 and only 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you're gonna say you'll sit there for a while.
Your whole summer's gone before you get out of lunch. You can make
Yep.
11 to 26, right? So that, I think, is a perfect example of what we see. So I'm just wondering how you would approach that, or do you think there's any possibility that your presence on the council might help to temper that sort of rubber stamp, yes, 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 go for it kind of thing?
Like I said, you take an acre per house, that's going to slow your big developer up.
Right.
It's really not going to affect our local developer, because I got them in my family. They build houses. Hugh H. Hickman, right down the road here. They build houses, but they're building a house. I got another friend of mine, 2 years ago, I think he built 6 or 7 houses. It's in a little cul-de-sac. So it's not going to really affect him. Yeah, he might have lost 1 or 2 houses on that, but he was already given them 3/4 of an acre. So what's another 1/4 acre? To a local person, builder-wise, I don't think it's really going to affect them. Your big shell brothers and that, they won't put them 20 feet apart, which I'm in the fire company. From here to that wall, guess what's going to happen to your house? This house catches on fire, what's going to happen to that one? It's going to burn down. That ain't just deciding.
Be lucky if that's all. Do you happen to know whether or not the developers offer the county money to do the infrastructure that's necessary for the roads and to accommodate these new buildings and these new homes? Because just by Evans Farm, I know that if you've got 400 apartment units, and let's say each unit has 2 cars, them getting out in the morning is just going to be a nightmare getting on 26. But, you know, at that point in time, who pays for the extension of the roads and the additional streetlights and all of that?
The state has got the roads. The county, as far as I know, they have the roads. What your big developer's doing, and I work there, like I said, Sussex County Wastewater Treatment. They'll come in, the county says, okay, we'll approve it, but you put the sewer in. Okay. We'll send the guy out, make sure it's getting put in the way up to our specs. After they're done, that development is done, they hand it to the county. So they have no money tied up in putting in pump stations, laterals, any of that, but they're getting to charge you for quarterly.
So can that be changed? I mean, is there some way that,
It's not about like eating a steak for every night for dinner, and you want the change. You gonna pull out another steak, or you gonna go get a piece of pizza? That's what I'm saying. If you want the way the things are going right now, if you want it to stay the way it's going right now, vote them back in. If you want some change, you're gonna have to change the council.
Let me ask you, if you get on the council, what specific action would you recommend that really would be actionable? Would it be a change to a regulation? Would it be a?
Yep. Change the ordinance. You have ordinances.
And how would the voting occur on that? Would it be a public?
I'm not even sure, because like I said, I'm new at it, but that is my suggestion.
It's the council would vote on it.
It's just a
The
council.
council would vote. What's the composition of the council right now?
5-0.
5-0, that's why we need Nathan on there.
It used to be just them.
What are the boundaries of your district?
I run from Fenwick to the Indian River Inlet, and I cut across. I went up and got the map today. I'm over in Oak Orchard, and I cut back through Hickory Hill, Frankford, back towards Seville.
That's a good job.
Do you include Bayside?
Yep.
Okay.
Millville,
Millville, this is, yes, sir.
His new district.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other Democrats that are running in this race?
I don't think they are.
is it?
I know they're,
In this, in your race?
no.
None.
I know Hopkins and,
Really a Democrat versus a Republican opinion about development here? Or is it just?
it's all the same.
Just the people that are on there?
Most of the people on the council are builders.
Yeah, they're all.
They're real estate.
They're all.
Then none about every one of them has a real estate license.
You know, they're all.
Are you running directly against a Republican for one slot, or?
Yes.
the top?
Yes, in November.
In November.
And who are you running against to make sure?
Doug Hudson,
And how long have you known Doug Hudson?
all my life.
All of your life?
I'm actually related to him. Yeah, I'm born and raised here, so. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure that Mitch Crane will address some of these questions. Do you have a website, or you haven't got your political thing up and running yet?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm word of mouth.
Well, could we have your phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
302-841-4032.
4032?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
That's one thing, but my concern, Nathan, is how do you plan on getting your message out to the people between now and November?
It's getting out very well. I've been going to meetings. I just started putting out my signs, and I'm getting calls every day. I ordered more signs, I've ordered literature, the whole 9 yards. I plan on making a commercial so everybody knows that what I'm standing for. Because I'm not going to reach every person, but WBOC, Lunchtime, most people, the elderly, watch WBOC News. They're gonna watch that news if I can get on the news and tell them, hey, I'm against the development. I'm working for the county council, for the workers that work there. Tell them what I'm about. I've been in the fire company. I'm born and raised here. I think that's gonna hit a lot of people that I'll never reach by telephone calls and bothering them, because I hate that myself. Don't call me on, I need, what is it, car insurance. Hate it. I already got car insurance. But if I get out there and get that done, and I haven't really been pushing till this primary is over, because I didn't want people going in and going, well, where's he at?
Right.
Maybe somebody can make you a basic web page, just write your name, what you stand for, and vote for me on these dates, and have your phone number or not, but that way people maybe get an email address and just be able to look you up.
Okay.
Harry's good at that.
Do you have a campaign team?
Me and my fiance.
Oh, my.
How do we make a contribution to your campaign?
I'm doing it myself, ma'am.
I know, but how do we write a check and get it to you?
I'm doing it myself.
Oh, you're doing it yourself?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not taking any money from anybody,
Okay.
because later on, if it's, I took money from Shell Brothers. Well, we give you money.
Right.
No, I'm not. I do it myself.
Is there a land trust
You need to pass that
in
along.
this area?
I mean, say it.
Yeah.
Put that in your television ad.
This-
Have that
So
on
this
one
is not
website
meant to
page,
come
right?
off snarky at all, but aside from this issue with development and overdevelopment, why are you a Democrat? What other things?
I was born and that's what I registered as when I went and done it, and I've never changed.
Okay. So are there any other positions where you differ from the members of the county council, other than this development?
The way they treat the employees. The council has no idea what goes on at that plant. When I worked there, the bosses tell you, county council's coming, hide.
Sounds like labor should have made.
County Council, are there any two of the other four that you could persuade to your point of view, or do they always vote in a block?
I'm not sure, but this Hopkins guy that is running against Raleigh, I think he's gonna be a good one. Because he's against the big development. If you listen to the radio, they're fighting like cats and dogs.
Oh, it's
But he,
ugly.
but he, truthfully, he's telling him the truth.
Which district is he running?
5,
If I,
What district are we in?
4.
We have another county council running, a new county council.
you got one,
We have Billy Edwards that's running out of 5. You're in 4.
Yep.
He's in 5.
He's in 5.
And he's also running for county council. So we have 2 people that we need to get in there.
so you got, in November, that's who you need to vote for, Billy.
So they can only
He's-
vote for him if they're in their district.
Yeah, if he's, everybody seems like they're here in 4.
So those are the
As-
ones that you do this.
You're right here in my district.
Sitting on-
Land trust,
Because if a land trust, if you had a land trust in this area, it's a volunteer organization, it's a nonprofit, and if the farmers could be encouraged to put their property in a land trust, they get paid for that.
they've done it. Every one of us has done it.
Yeah, we have an agricultural
Well, how come it's not
preservation.
stopping them from selling to developers?
You own 200 acres, you put it in a land trust, you got paid.
Yeah.
Developer comes to you, I give you 5 million, you sell it. They go right over here to this guy that sold the land trust to you and say, here's your check, there's your money back.
There's non-development, I guess it's easements or whatever, that are not reversible.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But that's a different matter. There are, the county has money for that, and they do them. So you'll see some of these farms around here are not developable under that rule. So they've committed, they've gotten paid for it, and they can't be They can't back out of that unless somebody talks it into it. But in general, they can't back out of it. But that's a pretty common instrument throughout the country.
But what they're doing is the developer is going back right to the people that put it in the trust, saying non-development. Say they paid you $200,000 to not develop your ground.
But you can still farm it.
You can still farm it.
Yeah.
I'm the developer. I bought your ground for $5 million. What's $200,000? I go back and give the guy the $200,000. I bought all the rights back. But you kept the 200. That's what they're doing.
Can't get the rights back.
They've bought them back.
It depends on how it's set up.
It's set up on the way, most of them are set up around here. That's how it's set up.
They're reversible.
It's reversible.
Does the state have any influence? I mean, I don't know what goes up north. I mean, about smart planning. Can they push something through down here through state government, or is it just separate?
State's just totally separate from county. They do work hand in hand on easements and stuff like that. Hey, we need to get through here. You own it. You got a right of way to come through there. Can we go put our pipe through there? And they do work hand in hand with that stuff that I know of.
Through the course of the last several years, I've spoken to several people that have grown up here. And I always ask them, what do you think about the development? Most of them say they don't mind it, but they want it to slow. Okay? The thing that my question is to you is, what is your strategy to combat the Republicans and to convince these people that have lived there their whole lives that might be Republican? How do you change their minds to basically slow down this development?
Like I said, you just got to get in there and tell the people, hey, you see what the county council's doing. They're approving. They haven't tried to change any ordinance that I know of. They've not tried to slow it up that I've seen myself. They may have, I don't know for sure. But I'm going to try. Not going to say I'm going to succeed, but I'm going to try it. What are they going to do, is tell me no?
How long
All
have
right.
you been on the council, these same block of people, these five?
I'm sorry.
How long have they been?
Doug's been in there one term. Riley,
One term.
One term.
he's just been there one time?
Yeah,
I thought he's been in there for a while.
no.
But they're the ones that's saying okay though. Okay.
How long is a term?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Nathan, will you take volunteers on election day
Yeah.
and beforehand? You know, we need to organize something and
I'll get some literature. If somebody wants to go to a voting booth and hand literature out, more than help. I'm grateful for any help. I'm grateful if somebody wants to get some literature and just say, hey, to your neighbor, this is what he's about.
Well, what can we do before Election Day to help you out?
That's what I say, tell your neighbor. Go, if you live in the development, say, hey, we got a guy up here, Nathan. He wants to slow up the development, not stop it, but slow it up.
Well, what if you gave us literature and we walked around with it and talked to people?
That's fine.
That's what you do.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, great.
Because more than likely, you're going to know your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to do that, I'm fine with. I'm supposed to be getting some in. I've ordered a whole bunch of stuff.
Nathan, do you happen to know what this, aggressive development has done to the school systems? And how it's going to impact class size and?
It's already done it.
Oh, it's huge.
You build a school for 2,000 because you're looking ahead. Let's build a school for 2,000 more students. They can't even get it built.
they did the referendum to
They're
build
putting trailers in.
another school failed. They settled for an alternative resolution to build a school. They settled for an alternative referendum.
And what was that? Because I.
To build and expand the high school. They had a referendum to build a whole new high school and a new middle school, and it got shot down in 2017.
Because nobody wanted their taxes.
You have some bad, with locals, you have some bad feelings with the school district.
Say that again.
With local people, you have bad feelings with the school district.
And could you give me an example of what?
In one way, I'll be honest with you, they lied right to my face. Seville Middle School, which is right beside the chicken plant.
Right.
That school's no good, the electric's no good, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Bad environment. Well, we need a new school. Got a new school, what do you got to do now to get in that school? You got to put an application in. So that put a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Are you giving out these tonight?
Yeah, I bought them so that
Do what?
whoever wants to take them home can.
people to take home?
Yeah, I think, how many did you bring?
I bought 10.
I got one left in the truck.
Okay.
Are those similar?
Sometimes if you're in development, you're not allowed to do that, I know.
You can.
You can. It's called, excuse me, it's called the Delaware's Homeowners
Are you allowed
Act.
to do it in development?
You're allowed to do that. The homeowners association can only tell you how many you can have in your yard, when you can put them up, and when you can take them down.
Right.
Other than that, they cannot tell you you cannot have it.
You're fine.
Nathan, we're going to have to move on, but
No
I
problem.
want a commitment for you to come next, for our October meeting.
Okay.
1st October, right here, first Wednesday in October.
All righty.
Please be here.
Thank you.
Okay, Nathan.
Yep, thank you.